Mama never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo
20 years imprisonment with 10,000 penalty unit count. And the Betuga, the cost of our hand.
Yo, it's a banesano. You say, the judgment no ebasa per opinion. Was CID4 prison officers. Some said the bed in the better more. Now, baby cried, no aircon yet with the no actually. Bibi said to me, Akoso, and I see a career yape and a lawyers no a free courtroom or more PA. Now, Bernard, that's what I and I send it here.
Lakasa the Chamaun to Milankasa, the Obia who be there, yet in the fire. Now, your chest tracker, you look for a pro Cassia, Obia, Pia, Abahan Monanso, your share, you would tama, over the best quiet, so over the fine you, let see. So, I yet chance, you would decide, the better lawyers, not commonly and community, and only a bishop, lawyers, consume the matter, fine. Not only a Becca Safa, a 7-1.
Right. It's you say, in Central for the Dona, a Wohonomo. Lord, the Duas are there now or share inside, no court in Muancasa. It's the air cost and someone near beside you. It's a banana, young say, you no ebia, woman de no aquatra dem say, Cacrani Mujuan, then the Bacanasi, the Cancra, I didn't betray one sana, Yamama to say, na Coso. It's a banana, ye miss and 7 I have said yet.
My man, Lord for Hanomo. Now, Lord and Cassa.
Yate, now, this say, ever no, am I now? You say, said you do say, kind of court one who say, why menya pa, why menya and it's a tank at Crab.
The Acosomo Sana, Ebecosebasana, no be a interview, be a explanation, be a so no, the Aquacosinas and Trophy Boy, Business, a deputy attorney general era, Justice Shermside, near Shady Musenko, Beckham be crying near no, so we are in Kunim dear man, by now.
You, Yate. Yo, Lord, you're more quite not said in September, Bisa, some no, my NTO.
I say, and repairman, Lord, the bar
now, or so when you know I was 20 Munchi and I'm with my
so am I na offer em say the esini nyina the Emma make a meeting say the chairman to me say nani anda but nema adane enti we as a lawyer kasenti
enti lawyer to understand that Mr. Wontumi is just not like you and myself. He owns a lot of businesses, so the court, I don't know if she considered that, but well, I'm sure his lawyers would advise Makoto.
So
please allow me to go.
Bernard Oredu.
Please, guys.
That is Bernard Oredu.
Please.
Well, you caught the tail end of that interview with Bernard Oredu, lawyer for member of the gentlemen. Settle down, gentlemen. Settle down. You were in court.
Yes, I said.
You followed the entire process, and I'm sure that some would say justice has been done. Others would say justice has not been done. Let's start from there. Justice
is relative. I mean, yes. As to whether justice has been done or not, it's relative. It's relative. For me, the court has given its decision. It's left with Mr. Wontumi's lawyers to decide as to what to do next. The only thing I did in court was to plead for Mr. Wontumi in terms of the sentencing. And it is not because it's Mr. Wontumi. It's a very ordinary thing we all do in court, where if you believe that as a friend of the court, you need to put in 1 or 2 for an accused person, we do it. And we do it not because we don't believe in the sentencing, we don't believe in the conviction, or we have issues with the conviction. As for the conviction, yes, it was all done, but it was the sentencing. So you remember what I said was that since the court itself has established that Mr. Wontumi is the directing minds for most of his businesses, so it means that if the court keeps him in incarceration for long, his businesses are going to be affected. So the court should consider the fact that he's a businessman and he employs a lot of people directly and indirectly. So it was to the youth unemployment that could come as a result of his being away from his businesses. That was the only thing. I was just appealing to the mind of.
Are you in any way related to Mr. Wontumi?
No, I am not.
Do you have any business dealing with Mr. Wontumi?
My name is Bernard, so probably just by name, but I have no business with him. I had just come to court to listen, but I was just moved.
So this was just an officer of the court doing the job?
It is pure out of courtroom practice, where any person could get up as a friend of the court and put in some words in mitigation for an accused person who has been convicted. So it's not because I have any personal relationship with Wontumi, and I'm not his lawyer on record. It was just out of normal court practice I did that.
That you rose to your feet to try to
appeal to the emotions and the conscience of the judge. To just tamper justice with me. So I was hoping for the barest minimum of punishment.
But what do you think? What do you think going forward? Should the lawyers go on appeal on this matter? And what would that barest minimum be for you?
What I think don't matter now, because I'm not a lawyer on record for Mr. Wontumi. I only did what a lot of lawyers do in court, that we try to intervene for an accused person who has been convicted. That is what I did.
So what is the barest minimum
the law? As to what I expected the court to do, it is by law 15 years. So if the judge had given him the minimum, I would have been happy. But for all those things we had said, maybe he was going to get something. I don't know. I'm not in the mind of the judge, but I feel that what we did, myself and the other lawyer, is very ordinary in the ways courts handle matters. So please let me go.
Thank you so much. So you heard the voice of a lawyer who this is what the lawyer.
Right, Titi, we one more kasa emranimni a ono nso ese oye adamfo de makot no na sendie bi ekoso a ono nso se emranimni no ese otime call no okokasa ebinti lawyers a wo mo court wo no no mu ba kon na ekasa nti onye chairman Bernard Antwesi akon lawyer ne mu no lawyer ni a ono nso ekoy se de be ya tentre ne betimi akoso yenko back to Accra High Court na fe ye ne yensem twere ne Bernard yani yensem twere ne adrisa amache ene afenso no Lord Adu Asare enko kasa opanyi so mu na afe yen hwede si airport e court onum.
Okay, Lord, ebe bisase jen dey see for e court so the trigger ama the akasa we ubekaya yeti chairman Wontumi NTP Ashanti regional chairman ne some boy illegal mining case been in court since October last year, and then court maker said charges are stating finally against charges na 6 counts of them have been found guilty and convicted. Actually, for example, charges against Chairman Wontumi assigning mineral rights without the approval of the sector minister, and another charge here purposely facilitating illegal mining. There was some report. Now, throughout the trial, state prosecutors swear witnesses for prosecution of our mayor and non which is for now, which may have some cosmic on so one being defense and also pray for witnesses. Now, no, and then another judgment state. Now, all kinds of judgments, the presiding judge are not accurate with justice for the community. And then I first time offender or name the company or me a first time offender. Although the maximum sentence for charges now level against me 5 years, 2 years, and now penalty is here 10,000. The count 1, which is assigning mineral rights without approval, we have 20 years. Now another count 4. Facilitating illegal mining, so in 20 years is 10,000 penalty limit. Now
that one would have thought that at least once a person is charged with assignment of mineral right without authorization, it was tried that the Lands Act clearly defines what assignment is. And assignment is by way of a written instrument. And if there was none throughout the trial, and that a person could be convicted and sentenced on same, then it's really a worrying trend. And what can we do except to consult our clients and fashion out the way forward? And come out.
But the charges were brought under the Mining Act, right?
Yes, certainly it was brought under the Mining Act. But the Mining Act doesn't talk of assignment. It talks in terms of assignment. The specific legislation that regulates the conduct of land transactions is the Lands Act of 2020. Yes, Act 1036. It regulates the conduct of land transactions. So if you want to really understand what assignment means as far as land transactions are concerned, then you have to go to the Lands Act. And clearly the Lands Act talks of assignment to be a written instrument, but we did not see same. And clearly, once he has been convicted on assignment without mineral rights authorization, it's clearly mind-boggling, and I am not comfortable with the set.
You describe this as mind-boggling. To you, it is unfair. But let's talk about the processes of the trial itself. Would you say due process was followed?
I will reserve some for.
Would you say the judge was fair throughout the proceeding?
I wouldn't want to, with the circumstance I find myself now, I didn't want to comment on some of the matters, but I believe that as a legal team of Mr. Bernard Ntwibosiako will come out with his tact endorsement to speak on some of the matters that has gone on throughout the trial.
And that response points directly to that of an appeal. Is that what I'm sensing?
Oh, certainly. Once you are aggrieved or dissatisfied by the outcome of the decision of the courts, the onus lie on you to file an appeal at the appellate court. Now, from the High Court, you can only go to the Court of Appeal. The rules of courts and the laws of the Republic allows you to go up to the Supreme Court. So we will consult with our client and take the proceedings and go through and look at the reasoning of the courts and take a position as to the next step that we take in furtherance of ensuring that the liberty of our client, now a convict, is secured.
And are we looking at trial, the appeal against the sentence, or the conviction itself, or both?
We will get there when the time comes, because we are yet to be finished with the judgment of the court, to go through the reasoning of the courts. And once we go through, you are a lawyer, is to say, you know, that without going through the not clearly point to the errors, if there is, or the miscarriage of, if there is, or the gaps in the judgment, if there is. So certainly we need a judgment of the court, the full judgment of the court. Out, compare same with the record of proceedings, and ensure that we as lawyers advise our clients in the next line of action to take, and certainly we will take an action in accordance with the rules of court, in accordance with the laws of the Republic of Ghana.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Well, a member of the legal team at the Bernard Ntwibosiako Chama Wontumi and out is what church. But nine summer who do your can have a bonnet toffamo at the Amamo, but yes, I am quite man. So this is a match. Na the Ecoso or court one na Ancasano, not Lord Duasar Hremo. Manin Twaso, if he said it now or Cassa, Yadesubo, a bornoa, and Ninan went to me and Yano, not for me, we say, Brad judgment in a baby, you know, and hina Bernard Ntwibosiako identify says here or and in your SRCO view.
I'm not going to say what I did out. I don't get it. But I'm just saying, I'm not getting it.
I do say how much. I do say how much. Right, you have seen Sabeka, Yen Simchuni. I do say how much. Yes, Sa Ebeka, Yen Simchuni, Bernard Ntwibosiako, ya, and there. We are as a ma MPP Amanyukuno na judge legal mind in a course woman Jumakua a friend say a contaminant concession sunchi Yamano in fear edun 20 years and baby a day amase one emfanon kotumo a war a fiase na asini no intime and coso eti yensanko Accra High Court view I do say Yamaqua baby na fe baby amudidria na lawyer Nino Casano, Montoaso, or my mere who say Sabre, Sobona, de a born one in nice word, demo effono, dear, and now Judge Nijina Swintia, or this are 20 years and no a day Emmanuel.
Okay, in the Judiciary judge now, so now all government sentence, for example, charges are against Chama Wontumi.
Yeah.
During trial, no. Wontumi can say, indeed, on my crime for prosecution second witness, it's just Uncle Gia could be Now, judge can say, just that admission actually indicated that charges they prefer against and because charges now you prefer against Wontumi assigning mineral rights without approval and asset permission from the sector minister, minister in charge of land and the mining. Now, according to Wontumi, Okache Henry Okun said, Uncle Dia could be assassination. Now, any are not omaton. But that I say, even so, Okache will be Uncle Dia could be or assassination because it's so a mining area. No, we teach you so we approval from the sector minister. On that act alone, that constitutes to admitting that charge now your level against me. Now, after everything, the lawyers in the mitigation plea, no can say, no question, Wontumi different now. There will be our Ndima Bebre, I employ thousands of people. Remember name mine the idea say the admission chair and I say your man custodial sentence. Business is now a beshi and a very good now a basa so we are looking at unemployment of thousands of people or more the idea now more cost natural say more this sentence. Now eventually judge man sentence no can say and the question wants me and a first time offender or no any in the company contact. And you know, the court relied on that. Instead of the maximum sentence at 25 years, we are 20 years. Because Social Mining Act now assigning mineral rights without approval any illegal, purposely facilitating illegal mining between 15 to 25 years. If you want to mean 20 years, in default of which will be 10,000 penalty units. The 10,000 penalty units, to stand the bar, city, 120,000 units. I think about to say, Wontumi sentencing now, which is 20 years imprisonment in hard labor. Two counts. Count one, assigning mineral rights without approval, we have 20 years, 10,000 penalty units. And account for purposely facilitating illegal mining operation. And also now 20 years in hard labor with a fine of 10,000 penalty units, 120,000 cedis. Make us say once of that so more a few documentation because I think the police phenomena prison warrants and sana yednako. Now omu bibia ene and they are
you Lord, your best baho, because a honey baby, you genetic so much your baby house is here BMY. Ever sign a call in some training, Lord, do Asare and chain our Accra High Court, dear a course or no our court and there on the dear now or hobby, Nani, a mubi, and or no a day and chilmo a day Emma, a day FAD course war in a more. Inti social media, Bonia, now yes, Wontumi a Dieno. Na anke swaso chiano yedo eko efifie numu a ekosi mfie adwenunum 25 years na anka obetimi enya na chese bone no ne kase asotwe kase pa yede ema no emfie adwenu enum nanso sede ne mra nimufo ene na lawyer fo kan se chama Wontumi na nkasa ane na dwumaku a ye friend say akonta mine no we ani de di nkan kra ye mra aso mumu se o maye bone a etisa na chese we ni de di nkan a wo mo eye bone e o Ghana emra mu enti na chese wo kan say odi mfie aduonum 25 years no e ma no a na wotwe na sododo aniti ana judge ni timi gina so a wotwe mu ete so mfie num edifi so a wode aba mfie aduonu ya chese ye de emano no ti afina do afidie no ato no ma era se papa ese ne ohwe onua tv sem titu kase no mu a ene nia yawura sma dunai na apa premo ho ene ejoda July de to so aduonu hwempimie no ene aduonu ensia na era so awom ye be konsem fufrom nanso era so gina Accra High Court esan se eho ane ba bia sabre asem kese no ewa afena do afidie na to a de free Accra High Court eba ne se chema Wontumi sabre de mfia dueno na judge ede amano se ode ekọ afiase na wakoye adwumadenden ewo ho babra asem
very akobado no
asem nti unse aseni yankasa shase na hunsam no bebre fibria yakoche no na omochese de no koche kukumo yaman kwanse ne lawyers behu no odamu abese 2 weeks ni akire yi chema Wontumi a abonten na se wo beti ahwe so ye dia oyare obi na ifo ni yekofo ses honum ehi ne de ne koye afi ye de subo bo no na yedi asemi ne lawyer di akira di apia kubi lawyer ndi apia kubi edi asemi so a kodru ba bie afi wo se wa bre weja not weja
Wontumi to aso
ase de ekoso
de ekone de
Wontumi to aso bio
this lawyer for
maybe some na yesan to asemi so lawyer attach yan so be so mu attach ba unze sanka July 10 na nanka se na temu ne ba o na lawyer yi say o afia na maba
menya kan ma tete ne ma sin hu de konzimi vite prekope e ma ko
mo ma me kwan kakra eno do ko to judge na so okay mate na ye na so ko hwemu kakra wo se na meya lawyer nso se no ho mfa no nti okwa bruche okopa yare saba nti anka omo ntwen na omransa na judge ni se dabi ene de ne woye ni sa enyi
na de ye me yakra ne so chairman di kan go inside no ne normal sign ya oye ya clock it me train we are clock it na just say ade ya kan no enkasa bebre
okay and you kwe
so we dey down na so see they can't come out we dey anya makade
ayo mate wa yenko arocha Ghana eba Ghana hanuma mine ho ensem wo mo ebo ho dawuro papa pa se de be ya yembobre yebetimi ahwe na yabo ho eban deputy director ewo Ghana hanuma Elder Bosu ye no enkotwetwe nkomo na fe ye hwe se de ete bro Bosu ye da so papa awie ese waje so na no ye etwetwe nkomo ye nimi se eba illegal mining ho asem ani ni darubo awa Ghana ha arocha Ghana mudimu akwetene pa ya mokasati ase empanyifu ehihya ase wo mo aye bia no esese ye mamra aye adwuma na ye hwe se de be betumi protect your environment wadama asem ye na free Accra High Court aba no watia otie no fa ne sen from baby awo no
yo minya medasi bebre se na o kan na ye no krepa say for a long time, no fears of the Ghana as far back the Yaka about Galam Seya. There who said, particularly a forced person to become one. And not fight me for a year. I say, and no maybe to me, yeah. It's because sometimes a stopping police for and after a police commission from some way over Juma. Now, and then suddenly the course will have for yeah, Amma. Judiciary Wontumi examine activities within Galamsey. I think I send here a better thing here. The past side decision way abba. Then I did answer to mechanic say. I say on my penny and I said judiciary no edit 2 home of BRC. So we say Ghana at 995 now we want to exchange say. Obi oye Galamsey dia we from Ghana. I said don't go to between 15 and 25 years. And to make sure that we did judgment, but we share at 995 for your teacher somewhere 2019 in the previous administration now. Next year the year you must do Galamsey dia I am going to say why you was committed crime media. And I said, nothing less than 15 years. And to watch up, I know that this year, judges, no, another judgment, and they are too wound to miss right, uncle them for 20 years of hard labor. Now, so when a better standard now, a ban is here, and I said, judiciary, every better issues are many there. Because a very strong message, yeah, the tomb. As I said, a better obia or your Galamsey.
So who are abaya in want to say the NDC government we are foreign now, we are community personal, we are guarantee there, and the also to make sure who deal who say that should be no send not so answer for here when you have your 20 years you'll get to Kenya. And I think that a very, very strong message. Judges know any alcohol. Then sure send a year free and you mean and so far Yakasa they were involved in the Lamte, about or see two of your high ranking people are suspected of Galamte almost in Europe. Any investigation. They say who send the yes, and also know and who send no other class. My yes, almost no, and the same process now. But I think on the whole, the rich can say, we a very strong message. HFA, a banner, FSA, and I said the judiciary wants to send a strong message. Say, Galamte and some what would what judging the wood Galamte bumper over here, to me at the opera, who are power to me at the opera. Young tolerate sadden. It's no we there will welcome it. My interest in that standard when you're putting him.
Yo, Boso, sir, what Chama Wontumi as someone, a starty at Brem Pipi, a wab by Mumekai says, yes, so see, near and central for a kind, sir, almost to say, a contact mining or yet illegal mining, our Samran boy. A bedroom baby, Ghana Mampania, no tear just was Sabra and Danko Kufado, and Casabe cancer there be your man for air cano, and yes, Hanet here. Now the mining now all ye no war, the peppers, a war hunkratan or de air ye. You do beyond and ne ababeto jar, war caught to a nimuno on one casa admit it. At the HSN, someone and this word they a born one would be a move for a question said the Yamano 20 years into whom says yes, no, a Juma mo ye, Naya Bohu de Urano, a basis abre, a Kunimdia Kakra, Abamo, Afamoana.
As well as Canada, I know all there, say the fishing will at the Twitter. You're showing in two ways.
Okay.
We're no updating. When Chester year for you, the cases are here to come the same process near the first one, announce a very different approach. Sir, I'm the same process here, and it's not as I say, a begging win for the environment and win for the fight against the Lamte.
Okay.
Therefore, as for you to say, it's not the way you're Chamaun to influence and you're getting inside there, but every other person, maybe, it's not that way down. Now the Yaman 2 years, Yaman 1 year, and that's the end of time. Next, I say it is only a win for the politicians.
Okay.
But not a win for we, the CSOs. And I say environmental sector advocates for all these years. It's the next match, and I say information updates said that now we are excited about the fact that it looks like the government or the judiciary wants to send a strong message. But yet we and you don't say I'm a win for the environment and I say a win for the politicians.
Right. Right. The Crocom near Jawa Quaisans in New South and Abanti Media Huncomopino, you say illegal mining cases, be brave, our courts are Hoodwomua, or Manfon, so you don't want near Bombos war. I want to meet no be any dear chile, Naya, what did you question more? One more maca, woman some more on a DNA, court on a DNA, walk catch on more.
I think that what will be this last week on the 15th, Honorable Minister for Land, again, accountability to his report.
Yeah.
Over 200 people have been arrested. Now, see, cases are almost deciding there will be another court. And so I think that some of the process now where and Chamaun to me, because he's politically exposed to no. But sure, some cases no, and therefore in many other directions. And to the other side, say our source no shoe almost that cases that way now, I'm gonna make sure to processing now so that this might be obia. So we'll be financed on deep for now who they obey on you. Now, I shall say, your environment, you know, get them back and the woman, them browsing the ball and start to mobile.
Yanase, a very separate to Pumi, a fraud, what yes, or you. You best sign about when Che Ebio, a Darbosu, a Arucha Ghana, National, Deputy National Director, and a no Attrain and Como FA, and a chairman, entry, Bosiako Bernard, a candidate who, ya or no, a titrani, a Emma NPP, as Antimantemo, and a judge, Ecotrans, Wakra High Court, or they etuja now, what should I say? Yaman 20 years, say, a contact mining. Akwakoye illegal mining war Samra boy ya chese eni tinam so ma de sobo ye tisa de abono ho ensem ene ankomotwetwe na ye de abra ono so chese cases ahudo bebre ho eti yenhwe se de be ya ye behwe na yetimi aboa ama bibia etimi akoso ama etimi akoso yenko na yene lawyer mam enkotwetwe enkomo na afi omoayen na yenhwe se emram no cases na base ya womo na legal practitioners nti womo na betimi a kire emra ni mu na yate ase eye lawyer mam yeda ase awie wapom te sen
mbacho nyamiado
Ita ya kopo ase. Adama case here you say a high profile case intino more lawyers when need actually pa fina shasia besi na judgment ya bay say na who said the process and the course of fire.
Yes, no, good afternoon to you and who listeners.
Yeah, that's it.
Into case na travel kaka and charges na edit to no so no say permitting and facilitating unlicensed mining into allegations say was said to be or ye juma was so without permits. After so minister granting approval na on one kasa or you see ni ahondini dia ekra libya on the mamam for in government and all of that. So those are some of the charges leveled against him. And also ni akonta mining also no court no charges no be say unauthorized assignment into say you can't assignment your interest in land and authorities no be ma usa kwan say ya chaha ama we ubetimi akwa whether explorative mining and mining proper whatever type omube ma ubiani inti court no share anyama nyina na say he didn't follow due process inti say one follow due process in the then as body na wo no ya the mema no inti court na no 20 years and fine of 120,000 I would say untia as a untia no so abe obenya 3 years in addition into details of judgment no afina ya kana ya tunya chuchu mu kama listeners don't know what but if you and the capital we na
ubetimi aka that's a pa ye gidi so say Musa eka judgment ni bia wada ma said oni ye de bia no be chichi mo ama na sa lawyer for more technical terms amoko court wa mu use na nye nyina na yete ase sa 120,000 penalty unit no ye de board na to na so obi nkobo penalty anase de na chere
in the camp penalty units 12 cities in the say will be penalty unit now we are multiplying by 12 cities in the penalty unit and criminal law no fine na the pope the man and sikabodi na otre penalty unit na you be converting no na as you convert dollar to CB and CB to dollar exchange rate into criminal settings no you can't say exchange rate
okay enti na just say no e ka yabo penalty unit ne kire ka bia yabo wana
and the penalty your sentence will be your penalty unit basically let's say 3 penalty units a penalty unit is about 12 cedis.
12 cedis, okay.
So for whatever amount that the court wants you to pay, you multiply it to get the total amount that person is supposed to pay. If you say on TR, then that person will serve that additional sentence.
Oh, okay.
But to TR, then he would not. So, 120,000 final amount to no.
Okay.
What you say on TR, say 1 TR, that's every 3 years in addition.
Oh, okay. Aka 20 no. Aka 20 no, yes,
Aka 20. Aka 120. So it is in lieu of it. They won't say 1 TR. Now, obey service additional fee.
Okay.
They are on service. All right. And I think he also had 180 Ghana cedis on 2 other accounts.
Yeah.
Like I said, when the judgments come, I mean, it will be better because it was just delivered into. Definitely, we'll get the details and then we can educate the public on all the legalities that have come through from it.
Right. Nti yebeja no akona aribia na ebia ye de sobo abo bi ne ye de ni gina court no se ye be ma judgment a se ne lawyer wo ho ana ne lawyer ni ho kra ya kan asem na wie de judge no betimi a pronounce ne judgment.
Oh, it is not mandatory for the lawyer to be there.
Okay.
Delivery of judgment in the time they do and our lawyer to me about the court in the to proceed.
Okay.
With or without your lawyer.
Okay.
Fair trial no has happened already.
Okay.
And the other party has been heard. It is the decision of the court now or Babe deliver. So I hear that there was an amicus curiae on his behalf. Lawyer it doesn't change anything because it is not going to change the decision of the court. The court has already convicted, and what the person probably did was to from mitigation.
Okay.
He said, already 25 years. Obe can say, or a family man is responsible. He's a first-time offender. Or authority or a church elder. He has, he's committed to charitable works, and if he goes into prison for that long, he's going to affect some of these things. He takes care of a lot of families because he has employed a lot of people. So, all these things for the court to hear, then in order to seek that mitigation to reduce
sentence,
because they are convicted. Don't you accept it or not?
Yeah.
That is who they can they overcatch them.
Okay.
So that's basically what happens in simple terms. So that person, his presence is desirable, but it never affects anything, and he